Okay, so when you're ready, just take your time coming onto your mat. And any comfortable lying position will do to start. Just make sure when you get down you feel comfortable. And just take a moment just to settle yourself on your mat. Begin to notice your breath. Just bringing your awareness to the inhale and the exhale. As your breath starts to smooth out, just begin to notice your body. Just how it's feeling this morning. So maybe noticing any areas of tightness or tension. And try and allow that to relax a little bit more. So in today's class, we're going to go to a class in unity. So in a yoga perspective, really looking at the union between our breath, our body, and our mind. We're trying to bring all these things together as we practice today. So we are going to start with a little breathing practice just to really tune into our breath a little bit more. So you can follow this either with your mind or you can follow it with your hands. So we're just going to do a little 3-part breath. So to begin, if you want to follow it with your hands, you're just going to move one hand just to the upper part of your chest. So just kind of beneath your collarbones a little bit. And just start to breathe into your hand. If you're not got your hand there, just breathing into the upper part of your chest. So on the inhale, the chest will rise a little bit. And on the exhale, the chest will just gently fall back in. And for most of us, that's where we tend to breathe. For the majority of the day, we don't get much past that. So trying to deepen the breath. If you want to now move your hands, you can move them either side of your ribcage. So you could use both hands for this next one and just gently lay the hands on your ribs. And then on the inhale, start to feel your ribs just moving gently towards your fingers. On the exhale, start to feel the ribs moving back in. Again, a deeper breath, expanding the ribs on the inhale. Relaxing the ribcage on the exhale. And then we'll deepen the breath further. So again, either with your mind or you could use one hand now just below your belly button. As you place your hand there, just start to breathe into that hand. On the inhale, feel the belly expanding. And on the exhale, feel the belly falling back in. So either keeping your hands where they are, or you can release your hands to your side. And on the inhale, just think belly, ribs, chest. We fill up from the bottom like a cup. And on the exhale, think chest, ribs, belly. Keep that breath going. So inhale all the way to your belly. And exhaling from your chest. Being that mindful, aware breath. Just breathing in and out through your nose. We're going to move a little bit. So all we're going to do first of all today is to bring the soles of your feet together. So as you bring the soles of your feet together, you can still keep your eyes closed. So the legs just drop open to the side. I'm going to move the hips off the ground here. So as you inhale, we're going to press onto the outsides of your feet and just lift your hips up a little bit. So you might not get that very far, it doesn't matter. And on the exhale, slowly release the hips back down towards the ground. So we'll do that again. So inhale, start to press and lift up. So starting to align our body movement and our breath, first of all, in that union. We'll do that again. So lifting through your hips. And then just slowly lowering them back down. Okay, we'll do that once more. So inhale to lift. And exhale, lower. we're going to work quite deeply into the hips today. So when you're ready, on your inhale, you're going to keep your left leg where it is, but your right leg, you're going to bring your right knee all the way over so it kind of meets that left knee. And again, keeping the left knee open, move your right leg all the way back out to that wide leg position on the exhale. So do that with the left leg, so keep the right leg where it is. Inhale, move the left leg all the way over, so maybe touching through your knee. And on the exhale, open back up through that left leg. So keep that movement going. So as well as having the union between our breath, our body and our mind, we're also going to think about the union of the muscles, so how they unite together to allow us to move. So in some instances, when we move, we use kind of quite obvious large muscles, and then little muscles kind of get neglected a little bit. So today, really paying attention to kind of the small guys and trying to use them so that they remain strong. So in our hips, for example, on each hip, you've got about 20 different muscles that we tend to use, the big ones, to move in a very kind of obvious way without trying to vary the movement too much and think about the smaller ones. Okay, we'll do that once more on either side. You can kind of draw that analogy with either your kind of family group or the community as a whole. So there are some people that might be kind of struggling, and it's just really to look out for them and to give them some assistance if they need it. So from there, we'll bring the legs back together, and then we're going to draw the knees just in towards your chest. And from here, we're going to stretch through your hips and your low back. So on an inhale, with the hands on the knees of the chest, start to draw the knees in, so you're kind of lifting your tailbone a little bit off the ground as you pull in. On the exhale, slowly lower the hips back down. We'll do that again, so inhale, draw the knees in. If you want, you can also lift the upper body here, so you can lift up. So you're drawing your nose up towards your knees. And then on the exhale, just slowly release back down. We'll do that twice more in your own time, so take your time, drawing yourself in, lifting yourself up. Still matching your breath and your movement. And one last time. As you release down this time, we're going to take the hands just behind the back of your legs. So we're going to move through that kind of rolling forwards and back. So if you want to just roll onto your side and come up, you can, or just roll all the way up. But if you want to take it a few times here, it's a little massage through the muscles of your back. We'll do 2 more. And when you're ready, we'll come up. So we're going to move to all fours, so take your time coming round. And when you come into this all fours position, we'll spread the hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And then from there, we'll just take a few cat-cow movements. So on the inhale, drop the belly and lift the chest. And on the exhale, draw the belly in and round your back. So trying to move as much as you can all the way through your back. So thinking about the small muscles and the kind of bits that we might forget about. Okay, on your next inhale, we'll move back towards the center. So we're going to draw the belly up and in. Now from here, you're going to extend your right leg behind you. So just stretch it out to the back of you. And then lower your foot down towards the ground. So you're going to come onto the toes here. And as you do that, start to press your heel away. So you start to feel a stretch through the calf muscle on the back of that leg. Shuffling out with your hands, draw your belly in. Okay, on your next inhale, we're going to lift that leg up. So just kind of level with your hips. We're going to move through your ankle here. So as you inhale, we're going to turn the foot so that the foot turns towards the right, so kind of towards me. And then on the exhale, the toes just point down. So do that again. So inhale, turn the toes, move the ankle round, and then bring it back in. Now this time as you inhale, turn the toes, keep them there, and then we're going to bend your knee and we're going to draw it up kind of towards your upper arm a little bit. As you exhale, just press it behind you. So do that again, so inhale, turn the toes, and then bend the knee, draw the knee in. Now we're going to change this a little bit, so you just need to work where you can here. So bring it back. So you could stay with this one. Inhale, we'll do the same thing again, draw the knee in. But this time as you exhale, we're going to take the leg and we're going to cross it behind the other leg. So you're going to bend the knee and take it behind. So coming in for a little bit of a stretch through your hip. Okay, we'll do that again. So again, inhale, extend through your leg, turn your toes out. This time draw your knee in, so pull it up towards that arm again. And then push it back. And again, either stay here or bend the knee and take it behind. So you're taking it onto the ground behind your left leg. Good. Okay, we'll change it again. So again, inhale, extend your leg behind you, turn the toes out. Now either bend the knee or with a straight leg, bring that leg round to the side. Just see how that goes. And then move it back. Good. And when you're ready, bend your knee, take it behind. Good. Put on the knee on the ground. Okay, we'll add on again. So when you're ready, extend the leg, turn your toes out, bend your knee or take your straight leg round, whatever you feel like. Bring it back. And this time as you bend your leg behind you, we're going to start to press back. You're coming back into kind of a shoelace pose. Now you could come back a little bit or you could push a little bit more so you actually lift your front knee off the ground. But again, just see how that feels. And you'll feel quite a strong stretch through the outer hip. Okay, when you're ready, slowly come forwards again. And then on the inhale, extend and lengthen through your right leg. So turn your toes out, straight leg or bent leg, draw it round. Good, move it back. And again, start to bend into that knee, take it behind the leg. And then start to press that. Okay, maybe lift your knee, the bottom knee up off the ground. Good, move forward. We'll do that one more time. So inhale, extend and lengthen through your leg, turn the toes out. On the exhale, start to draw it around. As you inhale, pull the leg back. And on the exhale, bend your knee, take it back, and move back. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, move forward. So separate your knees, coming into that kind of all fours position, and press yourself back to a child's pose. Maybe circle around your wrists or give your arms a little shake out. So when we do things like that, when we're kind of engaging our brain as well, then that's where the kind of the union of the body, the breath, and the mind come in. So we're having to think so much about what we're doing that we don't actually have the luxury of thinking about anything else. So, you know, that's the easy bits when we're so occupied with what we're doing that we don't let our mind. The hard bit is when you're not doing anything to try and keep the mind aligned. Okay, when you're ready, we'll move ourselves back up again. So we'll come back into that all fours position once more. So again, make sure you're in the neutral spine. Lift through your belly a little bit to support your back. And when you're ready, take that leg behind you. So again, extending through that left leg. And then place the left foot on the ground so the toes are down and you're just gently pressing the heel away from you. Okay, when you're ready, on your next inhale, lift through the leg. And again, we're just going to turn through your ankle now. So in your own time, inhale, turn the toes so they're facing towards the left. And inhale, turn the toes so they're facing down. So do that again. So we're moving through the ankle and the back leg. Do that once more. This time, keep your toes turned out. And then draw your knee in, so towards your upper arm. And then press it away. Good. So do that again. So inhale, turn the toes. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, extend that way. Good. Okay, we'll change it a little bit. So again, turn the toes out on the inhale. Start to pull the knee in. And then press it away. And this time, maybe take that leg, bend it. So you're taking it behind the back of that right leg. So all the way to the ground. Good, well done. Okay, from there, do that again. So inhale, extend away. Turn the toes out. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, lengthen through your leg. And on the exhale, bend the knee. Okay, we'll change it once more. So again, lifting the leg back up. Inhale, turn the toes. Exhale, pull the knee in. Or maybe this time you can bring that straight leg around. See how it feels. Draw it back. And then bending the knee. Take it behind. Good, do that again. So inhale, extend the leg, turn the toes. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, take it back. Or you could have done a straight leg there and bend the leg. Good. Okay, we'll do that again. So bring it behind. Again, turn the toes. This time, maybe that straight leg, if you can remember it. Bring it back down. And this time, as you take your knee behind you, maybe you start to gently press back. So you can press back a little bit more so that front knee, the bottom knee, actually lifts off the ground. And start to bring yourself back in. So again, inhale, extend through the leg, turn the toes. Exhale, that straight leg or the bent leg moving round. Bring it back round on the inhale. And exhale, move back. Good, maybe take a little moment there. We'll do that one more time. So bringing it forwards. Inhale, extend, turn the toes, straight leg or bent leg, bring it back round, bend it behind you, press into it. Well done. Okay, from there, move forwards. Again, just to that all fours, and just press yourself back into that child's pose. So working quite a little bit in the hips today. Just take your time through it. Okay, from here, we're going to start to walk ourselves up. So we're just going to take a little seat towards the front when you're ready. I meant to say, if anybody has a block, if you make sure you've got a block, we'll use it a little bit later on, but just in case you don't have it and you have one, you might want to grab it. But before we do that, we're going to sit upright. You're going to have your feet about hip distance apart. So in fact, widen them, so even wider than hip distance, so really quite a wide position. You'll see why in a moment. And we're going to take our hands behind us. So you're just going to take your hands to the back of you just to support you and to keep your chest lifted. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to drop the legs over to the side. So when you do that, your legs shouldn't touch each other. So there's a little bit of space there. Inhale back into the center. And as you exhale, move the legs the other way. So do that again, so inhale to the center and exhale to take it the other way. So we're moving side to side. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you could lift your hands up off the ground. Okay, you could clasp them. So we take it over to one side and we take it over to the other side. So we're using a little bit more through our core now as we do that. So inhale and exhale. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll start moving forwards. So I might come out of camera shot in a moment. I'll have to move back a little bit, but keep going side to side. Good, and again. Well done. Now this time we're going to stay at the right side. So we'll just move over towards the right side. And then from there, we're going to move forwards a little bit. So you're going to kind of fold in. So I'll move back so you see. But as you do that, you either just come onto your hands. You can lay yourself down onto your forearms, or maybe you can relax all the way down towards that right leg. But just see how it feels. Again, bringing it into your hips. So let it relax. Breathe. Okay, when you're ready, slowly come back up. So move up onto your hands first. And then again, maybe lift your hands up. And using your core, lift to the center and take it to the other side. Okay, very nice. Okay, we'll come in again. So maybe hands on the ground, maybe onto your forearms. Maybe you can release all the way down. But see how you get on. Take it to where it feels right. So stretching your hips. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, walk yourself back up. So just up onto your hands. Again, bring yourself back into the middle. Okay, you can release your legs. So we're going to have your legs pretty wide, not super wide, so it's just a kind of straddle sit position. Let's move back a little bit. And we're going to bend your left leg. So you're going to keep your right leg where it is. Bend your left leg in. And then bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg. Now we're using that so that this left leg doesn't kind of just drop out to the side. So if you've got your arm there, keep thinking about kind of hugging that arm, just that leg, just gently in towards your arm. So we're going to move through this right leg, and we're going to move through the foot and through the leg. So when you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to drop the little toe over towards one side. So it kind of goes over. So you're trying to touch the ground, but just see how you get on. Breathe into the center. And as you breathe out, move your big toe the other way. So over to the other side. Breathe into the center. Breathing out over towards the right. Breathe into the center and move your big toe over towards the left. Good, we'll do that once more. So again, it doesn't matter where you get to, it's just interesting to see, compare it with either side and also to see how far you can go. Okay, back into the center, and optionally, if you want to, you don't have to, right hand on the ground, push through your left leg and lift up, just a little wild thing. Then you can stay where you are, you don't have to do that one. Well done, slowly release all the way down, and we'll come back in. So widen your legs, just that straddle sit position. We'll bend your right leg in, and we'll place your right hand just on the ground. Again, using that just so you're keeping upright and you're pulling that right knee in. Okay, from there, deep inhale, and start to move your toes over towards the little toe sign. Breathe into the center and try and move your big toe over towards the other side. Okay, inhale to the center. Keep pulling in through that knee over towards the little toe. Into the center, over towards the big toe. Good. Okay, we'll do that one more time on either side. Excellent. And back. Okay, so when you come in, again, you'll have to put left hand on the ground and then pushing through that right foot. Lift up and over through your right arm. Little wild thing. Good, well done. Release all the way back down. Excellent. Okay, from there, we're going to move to a down dog. Forgot what it's called there. So bring your hands round, swing yourself around. Come to all fours first. Just settle yourself in. There's no rush. And then maybe tuck your toes and start to lift your hips. Downward facing dog. So when you come into this down dog, maybe you start to pedal your feet out a little bit. Maybe you start to move your hips a little bit side to side. See how it all feels. See what muscles are working, what muscles are not working. See if you can engage in some of them. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, we're just going to lower your right knee towards the ground. So just lowering your right knee down. Extend your left leg behind you and then take the inside of your left foot towards the ground. So we're coming in for Shavasana, so our side plank. So with your right foot, maybe kickstand it out to the side, which will make it a lot easier. So it'll currently be kind of in line with your long edge of your mat. You could make it in line with the short edge. And then maybe lift up through that left hand. Good. If you want a little bit more, maybe stretch your fingertips over your ear. Again, just see how it feels. Draw the belly in. Breathe. Excellent. Okay, one more deep inhale. When you're ready, take your left hand towards the ground. Turn on the left toes, tuck the toes under, and press back, downward facing dog. Okay, we'll try that on the other side. So when you're ready, slowly lower your left knee. So I'm going to turn my back to you this time. Left knee onto the ground. Right leg extends away, so the inside of the foot presses down. And again, if you want to kickstand that left foot out, then do that. Lift the right arm up. And maybe if it feels okay, stretch that right arm over your ear. See how it all feels. It's a nice little stretch through the side body. Well done. One more deep inhale. Reaching back up with that left hand. And we'll take the right hand down towards the ground. Turn on the toes of the right foot. And step back. Downward facing dog. Well done. Maybe pedal your feet a little bit. Maybe give your head a little shake side to side. Whatever feels right. Okay, take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, we're going to lower the right knee down towards the ground once more. Again, you know the drill. So turn it to the inside of your left foot. Swivel round, so you've got that kickstand. And then lift back up with your left hand. Now from there, it's a little bit trickier. You're going to pull your belly in and you're going to lift up. So you're coming up to an upright position. So you push off that front hand and lift up. Very nice. Excellent. Okay, from there, release your hands now. And then turning through the toes of your left foot, so the straight leg, turn your toes towards the short edge of your mat. Good. And then bend into that left leg. Now, as you bend into it, you might need to move your foot in a little bit. Just see how that feels. You place your hand on the knee, Just see how it goes. Okay, we'll take one more deep in. And then from there, start to straighten that leg again. So just bringing that left leg straight. Then release your hands towards the ground. Tuck the toes under on the left leg and press back, downward facing dog. That didn't work quite as well, so it was going to, we'll try it on the other side, see how it goes here. So when you're ready, we'll lower down through your left knee. So I'll have my back to you this time. And then we're going to stretch away again through that right leg. So we've got the inside of the foot on the ground. Lift up through the right hand. Maybe stretch the right arm over your head. And again, you can kickstand that foot out to the side. Okay, so when you're ready, we inhale, we push off that hand and lift up. So you're coming into kind of an upright kind of gate position. And then from there, turn the toes of the straight leg, so up towards the short edge of your mat again. And then from there, start to bend into that right leg. So again, just see how it feels. Maybe place your hand onto the leg, maybe place your forearm on it. But do a line, so try and bring your knee so it's over the ankle on that leg. Okay, well done. Okay, stretch your arms back out again. Start to straighten through that right leg again. And then bring both hands back down towards the ground. Turn on the toes of the back leg. Press back, downward facing up. Well done. Don't worry, we won't take any more of that. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. We're going to move to warrior two now. So you're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. Turn on the heel of the back leg and rise up, warrior two. So take your time as you come into that warrior two. So spreading through your fingertips, reaching through your hands, relax your shoulders. Good. And again, think about the muscles that you're working here. So try and open up through the hips a little bit. Squeeze maybe in the glute of that left leg. Breathe deeply. Well done. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. We're going to move to triangle now, so Trikonasana. So start to slowly straighten through your right leg. Maybe push your left hip back, lengthen over the right leg, and then slowly release down. So as you come down, you might take your top hand up. And again, you can use a block here. Just see how that feels, but lengthen through the bottom sideways. And maybe with your left hand, you bend it and take it behind your back. So you could take a little half bind here, taking hold of your t-shirt maybe, but just see how it feels. Keep the head and the neck nice and long and just come to a position that suits you and feels best to you. Well done. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Start to rise back up. So draw your belly in, lift yourself back up once more. And then just release your hands down. Now from there, your right toes are going to turn towards the top edge of your mat. So into the long edge, sorry. And then your left toes are going to turn towards the top edge of your mat. So we're coming to face the bottom of your mat, if you like. Rebend your legs. So just come back into warrior two again. Now from there, we're going to move into side angle. So taking your left forearm just down towards that left leg, you could just rest it there. And then reaching up and over with your right fingertips. Just see how that feels. If you want to, you could use a block again. So bringing the block down towards the ground, maybe taking your hand to the ground to see how that feels, but keep stretching through your fingertips. And then again, if you want to, lift up through your right hand and drop it behind your back. So you're coming in for that half bind on that side angle. And if you do want to do the full bind and you do have your hands on the floor, then maybe taking that left arm under and searching for your hand. But just see how it feels. You'll have to do it. See how it all goes. Like that. Take one more deep inhale. Release the bind if you have it and start to draw yourself back up again. So come back in to that warrior two position. Okay, when you're ready, slowly start to straighten through your left leg. Turn the left toes towards the long edge of your mat. Turn the right toes back up, so towards the top end of your mat again. Rebend your leg. Good. So when I bamboozle you like that and we turn around, that's when you're trying to kind of have your mind involved with your body and your breath. Good. So you're not able to think about what you're having for dinner. Okay, take one more deep inhale. Release the hands down towards the ground, turning on the toes of your back leg. So we're in a lunge first of all, and then we are going to step back into a plank position just for a moment. But we're going to move into that side plank again. So you could do exactly as you did before. So the right knee will drop down, turning on the toes. So you're coming onto the inside of your left foot. Maybe move that right foot so it kickstands out. And then lift up through your left hand, maybe reach it over. If you did want a little bit more, then in the plank, just walk your feet together and just roll to the outer edge of your right foot. But just see how that feels. If it feels too much, then leave it out. Well done. Take one more big breath. Releasing the top hand down towards the ground. Come back in, just a down dog, just for a moment. And again, you could move to child's pose here. You can have a little rest, definitely, if you need it. Just see how it goes, because we're just going to try and move all the way in, and we're going to try and do the other side. So when you're ready, your left leg is going to step up towards the top of your mat. So we're coming back into warrior two, but with the left leg forwards. Okay, start to lift up into that warrior two position. So opening up through your fingers, opening up through your knee, stretching through your hips. And just hold there and be. So this is where the challenge comes. So, you know, when we're busy, when we're moving through things, it's probably easier than when we're just here and we're just being. But that is the challenge. That is where we're trying to get to, so we can just be. And our mind can be present and our breath aligned with our body. Well done. We'll take one more deep inhale. Okay, when you're ready, we'll move into triangles, so Trikonasana, so start to lengthen your leg a little bit, and then pushing back on your right hip, lengthen forwards of the left leg, release the hand down, maybe reaching up with your top hand. So just see where it takes you. Maybe with your top hand, you can bend it, take it behind your back, and then take that little bind. Maybe drawing the shoulder back. Good, breathing deeply. Still engaging strongly through the legs. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the bind if you've got it, and then slowly draw your belly in and start to rise all the way back up again. When you get there, release your hands. Turn the left toes towards the long edge of your mat, and turn the right toes up towards that short edge once more. Good. When you get there, re-bend that leg. So come back into that warrior two position. So from here, we're going to move into side angle again. So again, you could just take your right forearm down towards that leg, maybe taking your hand down towards the ground, looking up through your chest, maybe reach up with your top hand and then over your ear, but just see how it all goes without feeling that you have to get any further down. See if you can just sit in it there. And then if you want to take that bind again, maybe take your top hand behind your back, so grab hold of whatever you can. And if you want to, taking that other arm underneath, try and find your hand without forcing or feeling that you need to move into a position that feels kind of nice. Okay, if you have the bind, we'll release it. And then we'll start to come up. So we'll draw your belly in, start to lift back up into that warrior two position. Good, start to re-straighten through that right leg. Turn the right toes in towards the long edge of your mat. Turn the left toes towards the short edge. Re-bend the leg. Very, very nice. Okay, from there, release your hands all the way to the ground. Turn on the toes of your back leg. So from here again, we'll step back into that plank position, lowering your knees straight away if you would like to. And again, if you want to, you're lowering your left knee down, kick standing out, right foot on the ground, reach up through your right arm or over your ear. If you want a little bit more, walk your feet together, roll to the outer edge of the left foot, reach the right arm up. You can always reach that over your ear as well if you want to. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Slowly release both hands to the ground. Come back into that down dog just for one little breath here. And when you're ready, lift both heels up And just lower yourself down just to a child. So lower your knees, press back, relax, breathe. So the word yoga, when it's translated can mean to yoke or to bind, but it can also mean union. So that union, that bringing together of our breath, our body and our mind, and essentially our spirit as well, as we bring that in. Okay, we're going to do a little practice to our cobra today. So we're going to start to lay yourself down onto your belly. So just take your time coming down. And as you lie there, you can bring your arms round in front of your head, first of all. So separating your feet hip distance apart. And then we're going to bring the arms round just towards the sides of your body. As you do that, you can keep your distance. So you can keep your arms quite far away from your body and quite high up. So you can have your forearms on the ground, you can have your elbows on the ground and your hands on the ground. And then as you breathe out, we're just going to lift up. So just lifting up a little bit through your forehead and your nose. And then on the in-breath, just slowly release back down. So do that again. So breathing out, just draw the shoulders back, lifting up, breathing into lower. If you wanted to a little bit more, we move the hands closer towards our bodies and maybe a little bit further down. So you could start with your fingers underneath your shoulders, with the elbows squeezing towards the sides of your body. Breathing out, start to lift up again. As you come up, think about it, rolling the shoulders back and down through your spine as you lift up. Breathing in, lower down. Now some people like to go even further down with their hands than that. So you can move them down towards your chest or your ribs. We still pull the elbows in. And again, we still start to roll all the way up with the shoulders lifting. Still don't straighten the arms though. We're still keeping the arms really bent as we rise up. And then breathing in to come back down. So just try and find the one that suits you. So the distance of your hands, how far forward they are, just what feels right. And then when you're ready, on your next one, we're going to lift up and hold in that position. As you breathe out, just lifting up and hold. Just see if you can breathe there when you get there. If you can't, then you're maybe just going a little bit too far into it. You should be able to breathe. Lengthen through your neck, relax your shoulders. One more breath. Slowly and carefully, just release all the way back down. And when you get there, release your hands, bring them round, and you drop your head back down towards your earth. So we're going to work a little bit more through your hips now. So we're going to come into pigeon first of all. So if you wanted to, you could come all the way to down dog and come into it there. So I'll leave it up to you. But if you want to, you can come up onto your hands, push yourself up onto your knees, walk them in, and then tuck your toes and lift your hips. So if you're doing that one, then all you're going to do is pull your right knee over towards your right wrist. So you just pull all the way in, and then we lay the leg down and then slide the other leg back. So if that suits you and you want to get into it that way, then do that. Otherwise, you could have a seat and then do it another way. So there's lots of different ways of doing pigeon. So you just have to find the one that's right for you. So one option would be just to sit onto your right sit bone, bring your right leg forward. So pretty much like we were doing at the beginning when we were kind of moving the legs from side to side. So it's that kind of position. So the back leg then remains bent rather than straight. And then you can fold in from there. And it's really a sense of where you feel the stretch. So in pigeon, you should feel it in your hip, so the right hip. And do use a block if you need to. So you could have a block underneath your right hip if you felt that it was really high. Because in order for the hips to stretch here, they need to be pretty level. Okay, relax your back foot. Just make sure your leg at the back is pretty straight. Okay, very nice. Okay, we're going to take one more deep inhale there. And then we're going to start to make our way back up. So you're just making your way up onto your hands, first of all, because we're going to come in for a little twist. So when you come up onto your hands, we're going to sit over onto that right bum cheek. And then we're going to start to swing your left leg all the way around. But you had to come forward to show you the first bit. The left leg comes all the way around and it comes to the outside of that right thigh. Now, if you feel that when you get there that it all feels too tight, then you can always straighten your right leg and then you come into the twist here with the right leg straight. But just see how that feels. So for the twist, we'll use the right hand and the right arm, or the right arm. Draw yourself round towards the left, and the left fingertips are just behind you to lengthen your spine a little bit. So keep pressing down gently through your right big toe and keep drawing yourself round towards the left a little bit more. Okay, slowly release, come back towards the middle, release your legs. So again, if you want to, you could just come into pigeon on the other side from here. So you could just lay your leg down and move into it in your way. Or if you want to, come back up, downward facing dog. Left leg over towards the left knee over towards the left wrist. Lay your leg down and then stretch back through your right leg. Again, see how it all feels. And do take a moment or two at a higher position. Everybody's in a real rush for some reason to go down, but in this higher position, that's where you can kind of level your hips and see where you're kind of leaning more to one side or leaning more to the other. You can check out your back foot and lengthen your leg. And then when you're finally ready, then release down and relax, because you're in the right position then. Good. And just breathe there. Again, aligning the body, aligning the breath, and keeping your mind present. When you're ready, we'll start to move back up, so take your time. Move up onto your hands once more, and then sit over onto that left bottom, left bum cheek. And then with the right leg, just swing it all the way around. Bring it to the outside of that left thigh. And then again, this time, using your left hand or arm, draw yourself to the right. Use your right fingertips, lengthen your spine, and draw yourself around. And gently press through the right big toes. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly release back towards the center. Release your legs and give them a little shake. So I'm going to do another little bit of work. You feel this in your hips probably tomorrow, but we're going to do a little bit more work on your hips. So for the next one, if you don't have a block, don't worry about it. But if you've got a brick or a block, then if you bring it in, I'm going to start at its lowest level and you're going to bring it just in between your legs. So you've got your legs quite wide. We're sitting upright. Like you did before when you were doing this kind of swinging side to side, you can either have your hands on the floor behind you, or you can just leave your hands up so you can use a little bit more of your core to do this. So take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift your right leg up and over the block so it moves over towards the left one. Good. And then take it all the way back across. So we'll do that on the other side. So keep upright as you do it. Take it over and then bring it back across. Okay, we'll do that once more. So breathing out and breathing in. And the other way, breathing out and breathing in. Well done. Okay, this time we're going to turn the block, so we're going to make it a little higher. So you're coming up onto the side of your block. Yeah, if you don't have one, just imagine it's got a little bit higher. So lift up nice and tall. Good, deep breath in. Lift your leg up and over. And then take it back. Again, without leaning back, keep the chest lifted, lift up and over, and move it back. Do that again. So breathing out and breathing in. And one last time, breathing out and breathing in. Okay. This time, we'll take it up a little notch more. So if you can, it's kind of in that tall position. So just see how it goes. If it feels too high, being in that taller position, then definitely lower it. So lift up nice and tall, belly pull down, breathing in. As you breathe out, lift it up and over, and then move it back. Well done. Do that with the other leg, so up and over, and move it back. Well done. One more time on either side, lift up and over, and take it back. And last time, up and over, and move it back. Well done. Okay, from there, you can get rid of that now, so just move it to the side. We'll bring your legs in. So maybe hip distance apart. So we're going to work just a little bit through your toes and your feet. So a lot of the time, again, we can neglect these little muscles that we need a lot to help us to get upright. So we're going to flex your feet. So pull your toes up towards you. And again, you could bend your legs here if you need to. And then you're going to point your feet away from you. So really stretching through the front of your feet and your ankles. So do that again. So flex your feet, draw the feet up. And breathing out, just extending and lengthening through your legs. So do that one more time. So flex your feet, draw them up, and then point away. So really stretch through the whole of your feet. Bring them back in. So we'll keep your feet flexed this time, but we're going to curl the toes under. So deep breath in. As you breathe out, curl toes under, and then draw them back. So do that again. So curl under and draw them back. Good. We'll do that once more. And draw them back. And this time we'll try and spread the toes. So just spreading the toes just as much as you can and release them. Do that again. So spread your toes and release. And one more time. And okay, from there, still sitting upright with the knees straight or bent. We'll come in for our forward fold. As you inhale, we'll reach out with both arms. And on the exhale, just folding forwards towards your legs. So you can take hold of your ankles, you can take hold of your feet, whatever feels right to you. Even take a little bind, pick the big toes. Try and relax into it. So as much as you're strong here, there's a sense of softness as well. Okay, when you're ready, slowly come back up again. So take your time. Give your legs a little shake. So we're going to make our way down onto our mats now. So take your time coming down. When you do get down, we're going to keep your knees bent and your feet flat onto the floor. So we're going to do a little twist, a recline twist, but we're going to do it with Garudasana legs as an option. So you don't have to do them. So have your feet hip distance, left foot down and the right leg lifts. So we're going to cross over at the top of your thigh, so right across that thigh. Now that might be enough. You can just move your legs over to the left. Otherwise, taking your right toe or your right foot, you're going to hook it behind the back of your left calf. Now before you move here, you might want to push through your left foot and then just nudge your hips a little tiny bit to the right and then drop your legs over towards the left. Again, if that is too much, when you get there, then just unravel your legs. So stretch your arms out, maybe look on your right hand. Okay, when you're ready, move back towards the middle. As you come in, just unraveling your legs first of all. Use your feet to realign your hips so they feel nice and square before you move. Right foot down, left leg lifts, again, crossing over at the top of your thigh, taking that left foot behind the back of your right calf if you can, so using your toes to kind of hook it. And then if you want to press through your right foot, nudge your hips a little bit to the left, and then drop your legs over to the right. Spread your arms. Okay, when you're ready, slowly back towards the middle. We'll unravel the legs once more. And then just draw your knees in towards your chest. So we're going to come in for a happy baby here. So we'll draw the knees in, flex your feet a little bit.
Maybe take your hands down the back of your thighs, maybe behind the back of your calf, so your ankles. Maybe you grab your feet or your big toes, just whatever feels right to you. Now we're trying to press the tailbone down here a little bit. So encourage the tailbone down, press it down a little. And then only if you want to, we're going to start to extend through one leg. So if you don't want to, just stay where you are. So as you breathe out, maybe start to extend through your right leg a little bit more. So you straighten the right leg. That doesn't feel nice or right, then don't do it. Keep your legs bent. You slowly rebend that right leg. And then if you feel like it, we'll start to extend through your left leg. Again, just to the point where it feels nice, it feels stretched. You bend both legs. And then if you want to, you can maybe try both at the same time. But again, just see how it all works out. See how it all feels. So when you're ready, slowly release your legs and rebend them. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Take a little movement side to side there, forwards and back. We're just going to finish with a little bridge today. So when you're ready, we'll take your feet flat onto the ground. Again, heels quite close in. You can have your arms either palm up or palm down. Relax your shoulders, breathing out, push through your hips, lift up. Again, you might grab a block and place it under your hips. Maybe you come up onto your shoulders and start to move your shoulder blades under. Maybe you clasp your hands, just whatever feels right to you. When you're ready, we'll start to release. If you've got a block, maybe remove it and clasp your hands. Slowly lower yourself all the way back down. When you get there, maybe widen your feet a little bit more and just let your knees just drop towards one another. From there, you can just separate your knees. Maybe draw your knees back in towards your chest for one last little circle. So you can circle your legs round, making any little final movements that you want to. And then just when you're ready, we'll make our way into Shavasana. So if you do want to grab some socks or jumper or anything, then please do that. Just taking a moment or two, just coming into a comfortable position again. Maybe take a deep inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, feel your body relaxing a little bit more. If you haven't already, allow your eyes to close. And today, let's start to become aware of the bottoms of your feet, as well as the tips of your toes. Your feet have been taking you so many places over the years, and they deserve to fully relax and let go. So allow relaxation to amplify in your feet by simply placing your awareness on them. Breathing deeply, feeling comfortable and relaxed. All of your attention on the soles of your feet. Imagine that this is what connects you to Mother Earth. Each step you take has made a difference in your life and moved you through hard times as well as achievements. Breathe in deeply and send your feet love and respect for everywhere that they have taken you.
Imagine the earth below you, supporting your every move. Ground is your place of connection. And no matter how high up you go, or how long your feet are elevated, you always become grounded once again. Become aware of the ground below you, wherever it may be, and know that it is a source of pure connection to all there is. Imagine now that from the bottom of your feet, the roots of your soul are growing and extending down towards the earth. They make contact with the soil below, wherever it may be. And you feel the instant connection and security filled with unconditional love. See these roots as they appear for you. It could be your favorite color or look like roots from a plant. Feel them grounding you. The soles of your feet are strong and resilient. There is a bond between you and the earth that can never be broken. You're always connected to it. Feel the union between you and the soil. By becoming grounded on a daily basis, you're strengthening the alliance between the earth and you. Now allow the earth and all her love to tether you. Anything you need to know, and listen with an open heart and mind. Allow the earth to introduce you to the power of true connection. Start to feel grounded, together, linked, bonded, unified, relaxed. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale through your nose, and then we'll just sigh it out your mouth. You can do that again, just deeply inhale and just let it go. Start to move a little bit, so through your fingers and your toes. Maybe taking your arms and stretching them overhead. Stretching all the way down to your feet. As you bring your arms back over, maybe start to bend your knees. Either pull your knees into your chest or keep them on the ground. If you like to roll over onto your side, then do that also. Making any movements you like. When you're ready, we'll just start to make our way up. So take your time, there's no rush. You'll find a comfortable seat when you're ready. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. So just leaving a little gap just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the unity practice that we did. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll just stop this recording and then you can